Well, YouTube, at this point, I'm not really sure what the problem is. So, it's definitely something's wrong with the motor. I tried priming it, I tried a different plug just to even be sure. It's still not working, so I'm going to proceed and pull this head. So, I'm going to remove the gas tank. And there's two 10mm on the side there. And in the front, underneath here, there's these are 8mm. And then after it tank's off, we'll have to see from there what else we got to pull apart. We probably have to take the carb off. It may not be a bad idea. Actually, no, we could actually probably leave the carb on when pulling the head. It doesn't matter if that carb's on there or not. So after you get the 5/16 off, which will hold on this piece here, it'll be, well, not 5/16, sorry, 8mm. There'll be 10mm underneath here. Then there's this plastic thing here, and that actually just lifts up just like that. It just keeps the governor springs intact and keeps anything from blocking them. So, there we are at the underneath here. There's the wire for the kill switch. That's the ground wire. And next, I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to get this metal plate off somehow here. And it attaches from over here. So I'm going to try to fight to get in between this plastic thing here. And then there's those one. There's a 10mm there, and there's a 10mm probably on the other side down there. So, what I gotta do is I gotta get this whole giant shroud off here, this metal shroud, and then this piece here of metal shroud, and then should be able to take off the head and find out what's going on. You know, when I'm alternating between bolts, you just go up to your local like dollar store or something like this. I found these at a dollar store. It's just a set of bolts, like 12, 11, 10. These are just average size. You know, I do have a whole giant toolbox filled with Craftsman tools and stuff in there, which is what I'm using here. But usually when I'm doing this, I find it's just really come in handy. Just have a set of sockets like that. And they're sockets. I mean, don't matter what quality they are. These are just some generic brand. I think they're made in Taiwan or something like that. But they work fine there. Have no problems with them. And I always use Craftsman tools and stuff. I do have a few Harbor Freight tools and stuff like that, but you know. Anyways, let's get back to work. So, just remove that bolt down here. And there's one all the way in the back there, which I might need another extension to comfortably reach that one. So remove this here, and all you want to do is you want to do this with one hand. There's a plug on the back here, these two wires. You just unplug them. You know, really, it's just a switch, so if you mix the two up and you put them back on together, it will still work just as well as it will. But for good practice, try to remember which way they are and mark them if you want to, because it's just an on and off switch, so either way it would still work. I also forgot there's another 10mm bolt underneath there. Now, some people may wonder what this wire is here for. This wire is actually a charging wire, or just a headlight wire. If you were to have a battery and a 12-volt electric start, if you look here on this wire here, there's that little bump. It's a diode. Never cut this wire here and then hook it back up without the plug, because I've seen that happen before. It will destroy your battery, alternator, or whatever else is on there. Light, it would still work fine. You could actually work without that if you just have a light. But don't ever do that if you have a battery hooked up to there, because lights can run on AC or DC, but a battery needs to be charged at DC. So, very important right there. That's also for people who are curious to know what it is. So, once all the bolts are out on this cover, we'll have to take off this plate here to remove this big metal shroud. And we got to remove all this. So there's a lot to remove, so you kind of just have to look at it and just keep going along. Alright, so you're also going to have to take this carburetor off too, because the shroud is actually getting hung up back behind here. So, Yeah, well, that'll make it easier when we go to take the head off. Next, gonna move the linkage arm here. Actually, you just need to loosen it. It should come off the shaft like that. Oh, oops, dropped something. Let's see. Oh, it's just a plate. I did take the carbon gas tank off. May need to cut some new gaskets or make some. We'll have to see. I don't like reusing gaskets. And after this plate's off, you can probably let it all sit there and stuff. And then just remove these bolts here. These are 10 millimeters. There's a bolt like that that holds the kill switch wire on. You're going to need a deep socket for that. Alright, so I'm also going to have to pull this belt cover off because I don't have a 7 millimeter wrench. Smallest I got is an 8. And other than that, I can't get back behind to that bolt there. So, unless, maybe I can, with a smaller socket. Here, let me try it quick. Sorry, did I think this was a valve problem? I think maybe I should rephrase that. Blown head gasket. Look at the gasket here. See how it's coming out there? There's oil there. So, now we know what we're rising at. I'll still check the valves and stuff. God damn, I had to pull all this shit off. Well, we still got to take the head off. It's blown head gasket. Of course you got to take the head off. There's that piece. Piece is there. Piece is there. You know, back then, what happened to back maybe, what, 20 years ago? When all I had to do is remove those 6, what are the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 9 bolts there. It's not like that anymore. That's all we used to have to do, just remove those 9 bolts plus the 2 up there. I removed that many. That's really how things changed. Alright, tune to part 2. I'm going to make you guys wait and pull the head.